With Kagurabachi chapter 118, Hokuzono is showing us why Kagurabachi is top 3. Why every Sunday we tune in to absolute peak. Guys, I am so glad to say that with the extreme cliffhanger that we got last chapter, Hokuzono decides to give us one of the craziest battle chapters we've seen in the entire series. Mashiro snaps, Soga snapping, Shiba going crazy, and guess what? At the end, it's still not resolved, and it only looks like it's getting worse for everybody here. Guys, I don't know where we are going, but I am strapped in for where Hokuzono is taking us, because this chapter was so crazy, so action-packed. Are you guys ready? I was not expecting this so much, so crazy, and next chapter looks like it's gonna be even crazier. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Today, we are talking Kagurabachi chapter 118. Guys, this one is a crazy chapter, and you're gonna get super caught off guard by that ending, so stick around because the cliffhanger is even worse than last week's. I am not even joking, okay? Picking up with the Irishima talks, with the negotiations just completely falling apart, we pick up with the 4 of our sorcerers surrounding the leader of the Shoku. And mind you guys, we don't get a name for this guy at all. And I also want you to keep one more thing in mind. This entire chapter, he does not move. He doesn't move an inch. This guy is cold, bruv, okay? This guy is just an animal, all right? He's got his 4 security dogs behind him, right? And they're just chilling there. They're not doing anything. They're just standing by on guard. Mashiro points something out, and he's like, the 4 guys to the old guy are probably warriors. He's like, Shiba and I could probably take them, no problem. The dangerous one is the leader, right? The guy who was setting the negotiations, who was setting the terms, right? The leader of the Shoku. Again, we don't get a name for this guy, all right? We just know that he is a sicko, okay? He's like, this guy is more dangerous than all of them put together. And Mashiro can sense this just from looking at this guy, okay? This guy is a monster, okay? So the guy's like, I'm not done. Like, I'll leave when my business is done, all right? And Shiba, he takes up the negotiation, right? Like, he just pops in and he starts negotiating, right? And he's like, we're not really here to talk, you know, like, this isn't really talking. And the leader goes, I'll cut to the chase, you know? If you want to understand the history, if you want to understand our motive, just look to history, right? He basically confirms that his clan is indeed the Mikoboshi, right? And Shiba tells this guy, he's like, yo, don't move or we'll cut you down. And remember, they're just surrounding this guy, and he just does not care, all right? He's sitting there spouting off all the information in the world about the history. He's like, we are the Mikoboshi. Your ancestors chased us off, right? We hid the Detenseki for over 1,000 years, right? He names the prices again. He reaches into his pocket, and one of the guys just cuts off his hand, right? And he's like, next time, it'll be your throat. Like, this guy is gold, right? That's one of the Soga guys, right? One of the 4 assassins that was on the ship. And I gotta say, guys, the Shoku, they're giving me, like, Wakanda vibranium vibes. Like, does anyone, like, kind of see that? You know, like, the Detenseki is kind of like vibranium. The Shoku are like the Wakandans, you know, they just want to be left alone in peace and shit. And like the outside world comes in trying to like mine them, like mine the precious material that they've built an advanced civilization around, right? It's giving super like Black Panther vibes, you know? Like, I don't know if that was like an inspiration, but like I'm reading it and I'm like, holy shit, this is like reminding me of like vibranium almost, you know, but like in reverse, because like it doesn't seem like the Shokoku are peaceful, you know? Like, these guys are, like, just trying to, like, preserve it for, like, altruistic purposes, you know? And, like, keep the world, like, safe. Like, nah, it seems like they're trying to just hoard that to, like, conquer for themselves, you know, eventually. Like, they're just laying low. But anyway, the guy, like, he cuts off one of the sorcerers, he cuts off the leader's hand, right? After he's rummaging around in his pocket, right? And he's still just talking, the leader, right? And he's like, this ore you call the Detenseki, we pray to it, right? He's like, it protects us. We coexist with it. It is our God. And he, like, boom, you know, he just, like, he explodes something, and bow. That's when all 4 of his enforcers, if it's like the people he rolled up with, they just boom, they rush in. And I gotta say, I am so happy that we got a battle chapter, guys, because again, Hokuzono is so incredible when it comes to his artwork. Like, we get an amazing double spread of the 4 sorcerers rushing towards the group, right? And it's so crazy because the sorcerer, the Soga, who said that he was gonna cut the guy's throat if he moved again, he actually does manage to cut his throat, right? And then after here, it just turns into an all-out brawl, right? This one guy, right, he gets knocked into, like, the water, right, with another one of the warriors. Shiba, he's teleported into the air with another one of the warriors, right? Mashiro, he's just left standing there, and he's like, yo, like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? And this is when we get a battle with Mashiro and one of the other guys, right? And Mashiro, oof, I don't know what is happening with Mashiro. What is Hokuzono trying to set up with Mashiro? If you have any ideas in the comments, drop it down below. We know that he's not a sword bearer, okay? Not that we know of. I'm like, it's possible he could be a sword bearer and then fall in battle before the events of the main story, like where we are right now. But I don't know, because Hokuzono is giving some dedication to Mashiro. Like, a big chunk of this chapter is dedicated to Mashiro and one of the Shokoku warriors battles, you know? And it's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. So the Shokoku warriors rushing at Mashiro, and we get an explanation of Mashiro's sorcery. It's called the Aku, right? And it basically creates pressure in a specified place. So it's like a barrier field almost, you know, like infinity almost, you know, kind of like Gojo's infinity. It's kind of like that, you know, but not like all around him. He can only, like, do it in, like, a specified direction. But this is when the Shokoku warrior, he starts busting out his sorcery, and it's like a bee, you know, Kira, and it looks crazy, right? Because it just goes right through Mashiro's Aku. It goes right through his sorcery, and we get this 16. They're just going back and forth fighting, and it's pretty sick how Mashiro's using his sorcery, right? Because it's like he creates, like, a bunch of them, like, all around the guy, so it's, like, constantly, like, hitting him. But the guy is just, boom, he's moving right through it. Like, these Shokoku warriors, they're crazy. Like, Mashiro's getting put onto the fence, right? The guy hits Mashiro with the beat, and then, boom, grabs him, right? I'm like, holy shit, Mashiro's about to die, you know? We get a super important tidbit here in the middle of their battle, that they're using the Detenseki. They're using the power of it, right? He's wearing this amulet, the Shokoku warrior. He's wearing, like, this amulet, and Mashiro figures out that he's channeling the Detenseki through the amulet to amp up his stats. So it's like, it's almost like their version of, like, enchanted blades. You know what I mean? They're putting the Detenseki into, like, artifacts to channel it, and that's essentially what the enchanted blades are, you know? They're just conduits to funnel spirit energy, right? But Mashiro, he's super on the last fence, right? Like, it looks like he's about to die, right? He's like, they can wield the power that surpasses, you know, that humans can even control. You know, he's like, there's no way we can win with normal attacks. But then, boom, he uses his sorcery, boom, boom, Bing bounces his sword and slices the guy's head off. Mashiro's pretty sick. I can't lie. Mashiro is pretty sick, right? He's like, you know, good thing I had my sword on deck. Like, if he didn't have his sword, he would have died. No cap. And that's one of Rokuhiro's swords, if I'm not mistaken. He's still carrying Rokuhiro's swords with him. So maybe that played a part in taking out the Shokoku warrior so easily because it was one of Rokuhiro's swords. I don't know, but, you know, I'm just floating that idea out there. But Mashiro, he's walking away and he's like, he's getting nervous, you know? He's like, these guys are strong. Like, how many people are on the island? Like, are they all like this? Because if the place is crawling with guys like this, like, we're pretty much fucked. Like, we're screwed, you know? And this is when one of the other warriors, the Soga clan warriors, he pops up out of the water, and one of the Shokoku warriors is just impaled on his fucking sword like a toothpick, you know? The guys ask, is Shiba dead? And boom, Shiba pops back. Nope, sorry, you know? He's got one of the Shokoku warriors on the ground, right? Mashiro's looking at all these guys in, like, admiration because he's like, damn, like, they ain't a scratch on these guys. Like, that's crazy. Like, they really just took all these people out. It took Mashiro a lot. Like, Mashiro's like, I got some broken bones on me. All right? I got some broken ribs on me. This is crazy. You guys just took them all out. But, again, Shiba's the sickest to do it, man. But this is where we end the chapter, guys. And when I say the cliffhanger is, like, fucked, I'm not even joking. Because we get a little narration, and it's like, so what happened next, right? Because before this, when Shiba gets back, the only person that's left now is the old man, right? The old man didn't move, right? If you remember last chapter, the old guy was there with that big fishy weird monster behind him. He's still there, okay? It was only the 4 warriors versus the 4 sorcerers. The leader, this nigga ain't even moved from his seat one time, okay? He's been sitting in the same spot the entire chapter. So it's just the leader of the Shokoku, okay, who was running the negotiations, and this old guy with the fish, right? And they're all standing there on the beach. But this is where we see a tape and a little narration. And it's like, so what happened next? And we see Shiba. And Shiba just puts his head down and like, you know, like he's crying or something. And I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. Something is about to go down. And this is when the leader, he just like, we see his head just like off, you know? And just like a trail of blood. To be continued. And the old guy standing there. So I don't know what's about to happen. Mashiro's, I don't know, like, I'm getting some Mashiro death signs like crazy right now. Like crazy, okay? All I can see right now is red flashes, red signs saying death, death, death. Mashiro's about to die. And I'm not down. I've been fucking with Mashiro. I think he's one of the best characters that we've seen in this flashback arc. You know, like, I'm really enjoying him. So I don't want to see him go. But, oh my God, guys. Shiba just, you can see it. It's like a little 3-panel. And Shiba just puts his head down. And, oh my God. Oh my goodness. It seems like a fast chapter. But this chapter was just action-packed, guys. You know, I'm so glad we got a action-packed chapter. It feels like it's been a minute, you know? We've been doing a lot of setup. We've had some action here and there with Shiba, you know, but a full chapter of man's just throwing hands. Mashiro was going crazy, okay? As a sorcerer, as a fighter, he's not like Shiba level, but he's right like under Shiba level. So I really don't want to see him go, but I don't know. The signs are there, guys. What do you guys think? You guys think Mashiro's making it past the next 3 chapters? Let me know in the comments down below. Next chapter seems like the Irishima talks, they're gonna maybe come to an end. Maybe it's gonna be Irishima talks part 3, and that's where we're gonna get the conclusion to the talks. And then from the talks, it's gonna be full-scale war. Right? It's going to be full-scale war. And as we've seen with these 4 Shokoku warriors, guys, they are insane. The power on these guys, with no enchanted blades in the mix yet, I'm expecting like the Soga clan, Japan, to just get absolutely dog walked. Okay, these guys are funneling the power of the Detenseki. Like, ooh, they're a big unknown. They're a big unknown. Like, there's not much that's super known about them, so they have that advantage too. You know, it's not gonna be until Rokahira brings in the first enchanted blade that the tide starts to turn. And even that, guys, what do you think the first enchanted blade is going to be? We didn't get to see Rokihira last chapter or this chapter, so I'm wondering what he's up to. You know, I'm hoping that he's forging away, he's smelting away, you know. Next chapter, I'm hoping we get the conclusion to Irishima talks. I hope that Mashiro makes it out alive, because from that cliffhanger, some crazy shit's about to go down, guys. But again, guys, if you're not reading Kagurabachi, don't worry about it. Don't stress. Just hit that subscribe button, because your boy is here every Sunday on the dot dropping Kagurabachi videos for y'all. Because, guys, Kagurabachi is just that peak. If you're not, oh my God. Guys, lock it in. Kagurabachi's getting crazy. Hokuzono is a master with that quill, okay? Lock it in, hit that subscribe button, drop your theories down below. I'm going to be replying and responding to every single one of them, guys. I appreciate y'all so much for watching. We will be back with the next one. Thank y'all.